Welcome everyone, this is Polygonals and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at latest and LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And please welcome my co-host for tonight, Sans Winda.
Hello.
Hello Sans, are you ready to have another look into the adventures of Bulwer?
I am.
Alright, then let's go and see what we had this week. This was Bulwer for Update 37, Beta number 4. And they were continuing along doing little tweaks here and there. And for one thing, skill animation speeds for many skills are being incorrectly affected by types of weapons that you had equipped. This made some weapons, such as clubs and swords, faster than other weapons like axes and hammers. Weapon types should not impact the speed in which your skills are executed, so this disparity has been corrected, and all weapons should now have speed equivalents that are existing for swords and bows.
Excellent.
All right. As for champions, Wild Attack once again uses the correct dual wield animations.
Cool.
All right. And what else have we got here? Replace the tactical mastery of Current Doom, vigorous boost, and gauges of the outgoing healing and tactical mitigations. As for PvP, we fixed an issue where the new spider appearances were not transferring to their pets. The skin should now apply to both parent and pet. I'm sure you're really going to examine that one carefully.
Probably not.
Probably not. All right. And the Spider Clan Trident appearance that comes out of the lockboxes now is properly tradable.
Excellent.
And I'm sure. Yeah, because I'm sure that if you ever see one, you're going to trade it right away.
Probable? I don't know if it's cooler than my spider skin or not.
Yes, but I'm sure you don't play the spider that often.
No, not usually.
Yes. It sounds like a class that you only play under duress.
It's actually kind of fun. So long as you remember that, like, what you're doing and don't think that you should be able to climb walls like a spider. That was the most disappointing part, was not being able to climb the wall. Actually, once I got over like how I looked, it was kind of fun. But then like you go up to the nearest wall and you like can't do anything, and it's like, really, what's the point?
What's the point? Well, that's the problem with giant spiders. Actually, no, I was about to say it sounds like they might be too heavy to climb walls, but then in Minecraft they are able to, so that sort of kills that entire thing out.
And I'm pretty sure Shelob can climb walls. And she's not the only spider who's pounced on us from above.
Well, you do have a point there. I guess I always assumed that she would spin a web up there and pull herself up through the web.
Well, I mean, even if it was like that, that would still be a cool way to get up. But
anyway, that doesn't exist.
It is nice when the spider and pet match, though, so that you know that like that's not just a random spiderling running around.
All right. Also, in miscellaneous fixes, delayed the embedded browser initialization until the first browser window is opened in the client. This will avoid game client crashes on startup if the browser was causing your client to crash. If your client crashes when opening the store, find the external store option in the game and enable it to use your system browser instead.
Nice.
Yeah. It's sort of moot with me because since I go through Steam, apparently if you run it through Steam, it always uses the external browser for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I was wondering, why was it that I was able to run the embedded browser on Bullroarer, but not on Live? And of course, it's because on Bullroarer, I am running the client directly, and on Live, I am running through Steam.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never tried running it through Steam.
Right. They also disabled the right-click menu in the store, which was causing odd issues when used on full-screen clients. And that's it for this round of Boar. I will presume there might be one more week before it goes live. They're planning on going live not this coming week, but the week afterwards. So we do have time for another Boar build if necessary.
Cool.
And maybe they could finally have the traits for River Hobbits down, because they still didn't have any River Hobbit traits in there. They were still all showing the regular Hobbit ones, and all the deeds were giving Stoop for a Stone, which is obviously not something that's intended for the long run.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. I do hope that they do have them in place, especially before it goes live, because it would be
Me too.
disconcerting on there. And we still don't know how much they're going to cost or anything like that, what the packages are that will be available for them.
Maybe they're like trying to hide what it's going to be so that there's still some surprise with River Hobbits.
Because it was the worst kept secret in the game.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, also coming next week, we are having our next casual stroll with Scenario, where he'll be taking a visit to Wildermore. So,
cool.
yes, quite cool. And on top of that, we also expect that this is going to be the last one in the live world for the next few months, because from September onward, it looks like that they're planning to do trips into areas that are coming up with update 38, so we can start to get a little preview for them of what's coming up for. I will presume we'll get a little peek into what's going to be in King's Western Gondor, and maybe some peeks into Umbar, perhaps.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And see what those Corsairs are up to.
Right.
Ooh, I just remembered something. Yes. I hadn't had a chance to do it yet, but I had not realized until yesterday, I think it was, that there is a Jack's epilogue that I had completely missed.
Ooh.
So
I definitely need to do that.
I definitely need to do that. I had forgotten about that, because I had these characters that had gone through the Western Gondor and the Lebanon area and all the way up to Peligir. But I think I had never gone back into the area where you can get the epilogue at afterwards. In fact, I think I have only one character that might have the rep so that I could actually do the epilogue. So I'm going to have to try to do that on the coming up. But that's sort of something that I had learned this week, that if you didn't know, I'm always forgetting the name that's in front of Angobad in Das Angobad or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, like Engelbed.
Yes,
like
yeah.
that.
Yes, sorry. Ostangobad. Yes. I have to remember to go up there and to grab that quest so that I will be able to finally find out, is that the end of the story to Jack, or are they hinting that there'll be something else in the future? Because one of the things we're wondering is what's happened to Jajax after our adventures with him. And I didn't realize that, well, there was an adventure with him that I had completely missed. Now let's go and have a look at our events that are coming up. Note that LOTRO bonus days are bringing you a Gundabad Geode boost, so we have that until August 15th, and the Curator is available through August 16th. We're expecting the Legendary Items Reward Season 7 to start on the 16th. So if you have a legendary item things that are unclaimed on your reward track, this is a good time to go and grab them. I did manage to finish up the one on Langeville, so I got that all the way up to 100, and I managed to get the one on Arkenstone and Crick Hollow up to 25, which is all I'm going to worry about on those particular tracks. So I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish on the various tracks for this season. So getting ready for season 7. So let's go into store sales. Sans, what's on sale this week?
Well, this week you can go ever on and on with 20% off select XP boosts, enhanced XP supply, and 100% mark acquisition boost through August 17th. And the weekly coupon is a free universal power potion times 5 with the coupon code POWERPOT, which is also good through August 17th.
So PowerPoint. Oh, I should add a little reminder here that when they added the new store, those coupon codes are now case sensitive. Because I heard that there are a couple of people who are typing them in lowercase because they've been doing that. Because you can do that in the old store.
Confused because it didn't work when I tried it earlier this week. And then Guerre was like, no, you have to put it in all caps. And I was like, oh. And then it worked. And so this is PowerPot in all caps.
Yes, PowerPot in all caps. They're case sensitive now. And I suspect they're always going to be in all caps, but I suppose that if we ever have a case where it's not, we better announce that.
Sounds like a plan.
That's for the store sales for this week. So let's go into our week in gaming. Sans, what were you up to?
Well, besides entering codes in the LOTRO store, I also toured Stable Master locations in King's Gondor with Gorindus, and that was pretty fun. It was raining the whole time, but it was pretty and not nearly as dark as the dawnless day, so that was pretty cool. And I caught and tamed a Spino with Keon Cinders and Arc, and that was pretty fun, and it's a pretty cool looking Spino. And I played some Sims 4 and sold lots of paintings trying to make some money. Or simoleons. So, that was pretty much my week in gaming. How was your week, Pineleaf?
Alright, I'll go into... Let's start with my Runekeeper. My Runekeeper finished up the Legacy of Durin quest line. And now I've decided it's time for me to, between now and the release of the expansion update 38, I want to clear out as much as my quest log as I can on my Runekeeper. So I'm going around seeing, are there quests that I'm never going to do. I mean, there was one quest, for example, it looked like it was just a vector quest into a zone. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll do this vector quest, just get it out of there. Then it sent me to this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Oh yeah, now do these 3 quests. Why? I just wanted to get this thing out of my quest log. That's the point where I deleted the quest. Not doing 3 more. I thought it was just a vector quest. But on the most part, I'm trying to see how many of them I can actually get complete and get them out of it. So I did the one in Karn Doom where you had all those inside that greenhouse of death that they got in Return to Karn Doom. So I was doing that today. Oh boy, that place is just obnoxious. That's all I gotta say about that place. I don't know if you feel the same way.
I believe I do. If it's the place I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's because you've got these plants that like to grab onto you and throw you onto the other side of the river into the middle of another pack of mobs you weren't fighting.
Which is just rude.
Which is just rude, yes. That is the height of definition of rude. So I've managed to finish that part of it. Maybe I could get a little bit further along onto there and finally get. Now, of course, Return to Carn Doom. I do ultimately have to draw the line at the raid because I'm highly unlikely going to be doing the raid. So I'm not going to be able to finish that whole thing, but maybe I can at least get it up to the point where you go into the sewers. And also in the same Roomkeeper, I joined in Friday Night Fight. We did a few skirmishes, so they went fairly well. And we also did the maze. We did the maze at a tier 1 delving on there. We did the skirmishes at tiers 1 and 2. That went fair enough. On my Lore Master, I found a mithril axe and I ran some skirmishes.
Very nice.
And then in my single player Minecraft world, I excavated a trail ruins, and trail ruins really seem to go large and extensive. So I wound up having, I guess, about 5 chests worth of stuff that I eventually got excavated from that thing. I took 4 chests worth of backhaul, which meant I had to make 2 trips. Naturally, I had a boat nearby and went down a river all through that, similar to what I did on the multiplayer world that we play on, because
yeah, that makes sense.
it's a lot easier
That's
to bring them through.
A lot of stuff to try to get back.
It's a lot of stuff to go. And I was considering at one point, maybe I could try to bring a train of llamas into there. Nah, I'm not going that many blocks with a train of llamas. And I decided that was probably asking for big trouble to happen. So I wanted just settling for taking a boat, getting down there, and going to a trail of ruins that was close enough to the shore to make that viable. And that's what I did in my week in gaming. We currently have 13 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, you can go to the donations page to support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money will be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you'd like to listen to us, you could listen to us on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time when we do our live recordings, and we record DDO Players News, our sister show, when Drac is available. If you'd like to contact us, you can send the message to podcast@lotraplayers.com. And that's all for tonight, and this is Pilot Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.